Go live. Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack, don't you come back no more. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Farm Sim 22. Welcome back to our From Broke to Billionaire series. We are still continuing to cut away at the forest that we have created, but we have kind of filled up everything, if I remember correctly. So let's double check how we doing. Also, I want to say I apologize. Is this not the... Okay, that's how you sell. This is the button that I'm looking for. Actually, we don't have any wood in here, so we need to fill this up. But I apologize to everybody who's been waiting for the series to come back. I've been pretty crazy busy lately. So thank you guys so much for sticking with me. I will be trying to get back into streaming this at least once a week, as well as my other normal streams. I will be resuming an Ultimate Admiral stream here within the next week or two as well. I've just been kind of taking a little bit of a break. 7 months of one campaign is pretty rough. So, yeah. Thank you guys so much. Dewan, Megan, G-Man, Kiefer, Adrian. Appreciate you guys all dropping in. You've watched the whole series? Awesome, man. I appreciate it. Welcome. All right, let's get this party started, shall we? Let's get the tractor moving. We'll pull the trailer and the tractor out. Then we'll get the feller buncher out. All right. Tractor, trailer, out. Let's get the feller buncher going here. We're actually going to reverse out of this. There we go. All right. Well, we don't need to pull out the loader just yet. We're just going to go ahead and start cutting all these trees down. I guess it'd be easier to start with the left, drag them over here, pile them up a little bit. I mean, in theory, we could legitimately just pull the tree over to the thing, right? Like, let's just try that real quick. Is this a shortcut? Will this save us a bunch of unnecessary mess? Possibly. We will see. Is it cheating? You could argue that, but if it's part of the game, it's part of the game. So we're going to see what we can do here. Let's see if I can remember how to do this. We're going to pull up to the tree. The tree is arguing with me. If I do this, is that the nope? Nope, that's not the one. Is it this? Nope. Oh, we got to turn it on first, dum-dum. That usually helps. That's why it's not lighting up and doing the thing. And then can we oh, still not that one. Woo! Wrong button. Is there not an align? I'm crazy, right? Like, legitimately, I'm losing it. I swear there used to be a button that said align to tree. Am I crazy? What is going on? Or am I just so good that I've actually got it in the right spot to begin with? Alright, hold the thought. Let's bring this back in a little bit. See if maybe I had it extended too far. Ah, there's our line. Okay. Now if I go here. Ah, see? I'm not crazy. I remembered the buttons. The game was just like, no, you're stupid. And then we go up until it turns green, then we go back down, and we press the A button, and we are good. And then we pull this thing out of the way. I wasn't crazy. I was like, I know the buttons. God knows that I've done this about 1,000,000 times now. I'm not crazy. What up, Charles? Lori, appreciate you guys dropping in. We're not trying to do mods just yet. The goal is to avoid mods in this playthrough, according to the Formal Pickle. So that is our goal here. Now I'm going to try this. Oh God, mistakes were made. I apologize. Oh God, Gabe, don't do it. Down, boy, down. Okay, we're fine. Woo. I'm seeing a problem already with this strategy. Could I just put it in there? Am I crazy? Hold it. Oh God, I'm screwing everything up. Oh Lord, have mercy. Okay, let's lean forward so we can get out of the building. Well done. I have a question. Is it possible to put this over here? I know it's supposed to go in there, but is it possible that the game foresaw this being a thing and is like, yeah, we'll let you do it over here. Just try this. Yeah, that definitely not gonna work. Definitely not gonna work. Okay. Okay, we're gonna have to get creative then. I got another idea. All right. So what happens if we do what we're already? Oh dear Lord, I didn't even think about the train. Lord knows the train and I got history. Last thing I need to do is give it a reason to yeet me again. All right, let's do a big circle, and then we'll cut it into our little thing. Like, length should not matter, right? Because we're selling it to ourselves, so it's not like we're going to make any money until it becomes a thing. Why is this tree refusing to cooperate with the turning? I need you to go to the other side of me, tree. Please cooperate. Alright, I'm gonna turn. You can do it, tree. Alright, now if I turn this way, and then I do that. Yes. There we go. Good tree. Alright, now if you guys are picking up what I'm putting down, I think you guys can see where this is going. If I just put this tree off to the side, right? You see where I'm going with this? We pull it towards us a little bit. We pick her up a little bit. Turn it. Back it. And cut it. Got it. Got it. I can't see a single thing going wrong with this. How could this be possibly a bad idea? Like, this is a perfect strategy. Don't argue with it. You guys will be impressed by my level of genius in 3, 2, 1. Ah, it works! We did it! I am a genius. Admit it. You appreciate my genius. What up, Jason, Birdman? Appreciate you guys dropping in. Terminator, Miku's in the chat. Appreciate you guys all joining in. I know, right? Y'all weren't expecting such levels of intellect out of me today, but I'm here. We got this. All right. Well, in that case, there's absolutely no reason that I should have this tractor out. Also, what is with this trailer like changing what it's doing? And this trailer has been possessed by demons. I am certain of it. Alright, there's no reason to have this out, because we can just put this back. Alright, just put this right over here. And we jump back in this thing. Back in the feller buncher. I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Hopefully you guys are as well. Yeah, I definitely want to get back into the farming side of things, but early on, to make money, to be able to buy the equipment and all of that, I think this is probably one of our best bets, because I don't want to do silage. Like, I legitimately cannot stand watching people do silage. So I refuse to do the silage. So this is how we're getting around not doing silage. Because we've already tried farming, and we were losing money hand over fist because we just don't have the equipment bought. We don't have enough money to start out with. So my thought process is we do the forestry until we can get enough money to buy all the equipment we need to do farming, so that we're not leasing everything, so that we can start to make a profit. Hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully that's inside the gap. We can always bump them, I suppose. And we don't have to do this every time. We can just, like, sell it. This button. Boop. Hey, it works. Yeah, we're good. We could just stack up a whole bunch of logs in there and then get off and hit the button once, rather than doing it a bunch. I just want to make sure that we have enough logs in there to keep that thing moving while we're doing all this. Hit the road, Jacks. Don't you go? Get a small loan and get a better tractor and trailer. We have already maxed out our loans. That's the problem. So this is kind of where we're at the moment. But we're doing pretty well. Now that we seem to have an idea of how to make some money in hard mode. Because we are on the hardest difficulty. Alright, so we want to get this as close to that line as possible. We'll send it out that direction a little bit. There we go. Beautiful. I bet nobody else has ever thought of this, right? Like, I bet I'm the only one, because who has this kind of intellect, you know? Like, I am, like, the only one smart enough to come up with this idea. As a one-man operation, I think this is about as quick as we're going to be able to go. Yeah, Adrian, for sure, man. It is rough. You gotta... It depends on, like, what your economy and stuff is set up, but we're on a hard mode and no mods, so it is definitely definitely been a challenge to start. But that's the whole point. And if you guys aren't familiar, the challenge has actually been issued by the Formal Pickle. He's another YouTuber slash streamer. And so that's where we got this idea. It's his challenge that he came up with, and we're just trying to have some fun. Because I do enjoy the game, but I've never actually done it like in any sort of challenge or anything like that. I've always just played it casually. Don't buy equipment so fast. Yeah, I mean, it depends. It depends. Like, if you're playing on hard mode, you don't have a choice. You kind of need to get equipment. But yeah, I would say, like, if you're playing on hard mode, obviously one of the easiest ways to get started is to end up doing grass and silage. I mean, it's what everybody does pretty much, except me, because I hate it. Like, I legitimately cannot stand watching people do grass and silage all the time. So, like, I'm just trying to avoid that at all costs. That's why we ended up doing farming. And also, don't be afraid if you're doing a hard mode playthrough. Don't be afraid early on to spend some of your initial like cash on a solar panel or something like that. Something that can get you passive income so that you're at least offsetting the loan cost that you start with. Like, if you're on hard mode, you already start with is it $200,000 loan or $500,000 loan? I think it's $200,000. What up, Juggernaut? Sergeant Martin. Have I forecast how long it will take to reach 1 billion? Not yet, because we haven't actually had any, like, consistency up to this point. Like, the last, I would say 2 episodes, maybe 3 episodes, we've been focused on logging, and that has been our best income so far. But yeah, to sit down and try to say how long it'll take, I'm probably going to be 70 if we can get through this. Why is it that sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't? Oh, game, why do you troll me so? Hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. I ain't gonna lie, boys. I am exhausted. This is the hardest week of our training program that we're currently on. And so yesterday was squats and deadlifts. It was a lot of reps, a lot of sets at heavy weights. And today was push day. So to go from squats and deadlifts day, really heavy, a lot of sets, to doing push day, really heavy and a lot of sets, like it is literally exhausting. But hopefully you guys are having a good weekend, or week, I should say. All right, now we hit the button and all of this disappears. And now we can check how much we currently have. We have 23,000 liters in there. We're going to go ahead and save. We are currently building, I forget what we're building. Looks like planks. Planks are what we're building, and I believe we're already shipping these over to our furniture store. Yeah, so we're building planks and we're distributing them to our furniture store. And then if we go to our furniture store, our carpentry, you can see that we are currently building furniture and furniture from planks. Because we have wood and we have planks currently. Or at least we're distributing the planks. So any planks that we do have are going to go in, and they will obviously be sold. We're not waiting around to sell them at the right price. The price doesn't fluctuate all that much on these, and so we're just going to let it happen. But as long as we keep making stuff happen, I think we're going to make money. Yeah, windmills can net a lot of money, and so can the solar panels. Like, solar panels are the more cost-effective early on, and then you can obviously, as you start to get more money, you can add add more solar panels, and then eventually start adding windmills. If we really, really want to get there quickly, that's the way to go. Like, if you want to just get this over with as quickly as possible, like, that would definitely be the best bet. Would just be to farm generators, essentially. Hello, game. What the hell? There you go. Once I get it to go green, I can, like, go back down. Kind of cheese the system a little bit. Go back over to our little hidey hole. What is the best game? I mean, I play a lot of different games. My favorite game probably ever was probably... I don't know which would be more my favorite. I don't know if it'd be Borderlands 2 or Elder Scrolls Oblivion, but I would say probably Borderlands 2. I've put so many hours in that game, it's kind of crazy. Like, I loved Borderlands 2 back in the day. And I still occasionally jump on and start a new character and do it all over again. Like, I love Borderlands 2. But obviously, I've played a lot of other games like World of Tanks, World of Warships. I mean, I've put a stupid amount of hours into those. Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts, I've put a stupid amount of hours into. Like, I have genuinely played a lot of games for a long time. You would totally buy a game that's all about cutting trees and processing lumber, right? Like, that's the thing. Like, this is really the only game that kind of gives you that option. Like, there just isn't anything. Could you imagine having like a lumberjack game where you start out as a, you know, maybe like a tycoon game where you start out as a single lumberjack and you just kind of like start out by cutting trees and cutting them to small sizes and then upgrading your truck and over time and then eventually building a full-on like lumber business out of it? I personally think that would be a lot of fun. Because I enjoy the equipment. Like, Farm Sim does now with the Platinum oh, Lord have mercy. The Platinum expansion did add a lot to the forestry in Farm Sim 22. So, like, there's winching and stuff like that on the hills of Silver Run Forest, and there's a lot of different maps now from mod maps and stuff that utilize logging a lot more. So, like, if this is what you enjoy, which I enjoy the equipment of it, and, like, you can legitimately have a lot of fun doing it. And not have to do the exact same thing all the time. You can have a progression from just using a chainsaw and a pickup truck to going and having like a full-on lumber business where you get to do everything yourself. The only thing that's really missing is hiring employees to help you with lumber. Like, it would be nice if I could be the feller buncher, and then as I'm doing this, somebody would be, like, picking up the logs and load them onto trucks and then taking them. I mean, that's where the multiplayer, I guess, comes in on Farm Sim. But it would be nice to have a little bit of AI support for logging. They do have, like, the like, spray paint and stuff, so, like, I feel like you would be able to go around and mark trees with the spray paint, and the AI should be able to recognize that that tree's been marked for cutting, and then cut the tree. Like, you would think that would be a way to work. What up, Exempt? How's it going? You also play Lumber Tycoon? Wait, what? That actually exists? I've never heard of it. I've played a lot of different Tycoon games over the years. I've never actually heard of that one. It's probably like most Tycoon games, though, where it's like a top-down, you put down a thing, and then you just start making, like routes. I would imagine it's not like you're actually a lumberjack on the ground. Adrian, no, I'm not on a server currently. This is meant to be a solo run, or a solo challenge. Like I said, the Formal Pickle is the one that came up with the rules, so I'm just trying to follow them as best I can. But who knows? Do I think that I'm actually going to get to $1 billion, like, within a reasonable amount of time? Probably not. But it's also something to, like, just add to the content on my channel. Because I do enjoy it. Like, it's a nice chill game, and I do need that extra, like, content that's just chill and keeps me from losing my goddamn mind. Though, if you would have seen me a couple of episodes ago when I was struggling with figuring out what equipment I was going to use for this logging adventure, and then I got yeeted by the train after, like, 4 hours of struggling with equipment. If you haven't seen that, I highly recommend that. That was a moment. That was a whole moment. Can I do a multiplayer server? I mean, I'm not going to say no. But it just depends. It depends. Problem with doing multiplayer servers in Farm Sim is everybody kind of has to do the same thing. Because of the way the time passes and whatnot. So, I guess if you're going to do a multiplayer server, everybody would have to be on, like, at least current-gen consoles and PC. Because otherwise the part limit that you get, or the map limit, is so low that it just makes it not worth it. So, like, you can't do any customization or anything on the map, which is just no fun in my opinion. When old-gen players are actually in the server. And then the other side of it is, like, you would have to set up rules where the time is going to pass at a specific rate, and that's it. There's no skipping forward in time, none of that. It is simply that it's gonna pass at a specific rate, and everybody has to deal with it. And then it would have, like, a specific time period that the server is open each day, so that everybody can be on at the same time. Otherwise, it just turns into a mess. But I'm not saying that it's out of the realm of possibility, because I have done things in the past with people in multiplayer, and it is a lot of fun. So it's just fun to see a map just, like, teeming with tractors and people all working on different projects at the same time. Like, it is a lot of fun. And like I said, you can have that multiplayer aspect of people working together, one person being a trucker, one person being a loader, you know, that sort of thing, and just have a whole operation. Uh-oh. Don't know if we're full or if that one was just out of the thing. I'm gonna hope that it's just out of the... we just run over it. Okay, good to know. I guess I will try to use the arm here, or the boom, and see if we can't nudge this log into the zone. That should work. Beautiful. Alright, how much wood we got? So we're currently about half full, or a little over half full. Everything else is going okay. What if we turn off the production for the planks and just let them produce? Like it says 240 cycles per month and 216 out of the wood. So, I guess we'll find out how it works out over time. Also, I could probably go ahead and speed up time a little bit here because we've been playing on real time for a while. So let's just turn this up to 5 times speed. That way we have some progression instead of being the same day perpetually. Because one of the reasons we ended up getting our own like productions going is because we simply ran out of places to sell. Like legitimately, the only place we could sell is the biomass plant over there in the back corner. What up, Abysmal? Actually, the next gen consoles I think had 3600, and the old gen had like 1600, something like that. The new gen or current gen consoles actually had a higher limit than the old gen consoles, for obvious reasons. But we found that out when I was working with peeking them on that server when we played multiplayer. There was a few people that were on the old gen consoles, and we eventually had to tell them, it's like, sorry, but we can't do that anymore. We want to have some like ability to, you know, create. Come on now, game. What the hell? You're coming with me. Thank you. Told you. Don't argue with me, tree. I'm the boss around here, tree. That and that train. I need to get a hold of the railroads and be like, hey, look, if you guys don't start using your horn when crossing obvious farmland crossings, then we're going to have some problems. Did everyone just get an ad? Yeah, ads are a thing. It does help the channel out quite a bit, so I apologize that we do have to have ads on the channel, but it does help the channel out quite a bit. I don't make much from the ads, but for these series where there really isn't a whole lot of people that end up watching, like I kind of have to run ads. But I do appreciate you guys. Don't forget, if you guys are interested in like joining a Discord server for like World of Warships Legends creators and stuff, if you guys want to join up a casual World of Warships Legends Discord server, I do have a link down in the description on some of my newest videos that will take you to the fold. It is a Discord server that has, I want to say 7 or 8 of us content creators in there to just kind of consolidate the community, to make it easier for people to find people to play with and stuff like that. If you guys were interested. It's just now getting off the ground, so it's gonna have some growing pains, but I think it'll be okay in the grand scheme of things. Boy, this game likes to troll. On multiplayer, that was what we were being limited to. I want to say it was 16 or 1800 with the old gen players, and then when we stopped having the old gen players, we got bumped up to maybe it's 4400, something along those lines for the next gen consoles. PC, I don't think has a limit. Like, I legitimately don't think that PC has a build limit, or at least it's much, much higher. Alright, let's go ahead and sell some more wood. See where we're at. Currently at 52,000 liters of wood in here. And the scary part is we're still not really making any money doing this today with our production. I mean, we're filling up our production on both ends pretty quickly. And we're not actually making... Oh, there, actually, I say that, and then suddenly we have money. So we must have just sold a pallet of furniture, so... There we go. You're killing civs in GTA Online? Nice. I always wanted to get it. I like watching like GTA RP and stuff. So I've always thought about like getting into GTA RP, but almost every one of those like servers that I've seen is like a paid server. Like, I haven't seen any like free servers or anything like that, and the prices for those servers are stupid. So unless I want to like set up my own thing, like, I just haven't joined a community. Like, I would love to get into like GTA RP and stuff, but it's so expensive. What up, Paul? How's it going? Welcome to the stream. Sent AI to yeah. The train literally sent me to the Shadow Realm that day, man. Legitimately about killed me. And then I had to like finagle my trailer and my tractor that was overloaded out of the freaking tree. It was a whole thing. It was a whole to-do. It was definitely an experience. Speaking of the train, it's like he heard us. What up, Uncle Stir Fry? Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are back. Hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more. What do you say? Hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Don't you come back no more. Takes us a little bit longer to process each tree this way, but we're doing a pretty good job of filling up our little lumber mill here. I think in the end, this is definitely worth it, at least for filling this up. Now, once we fill this up, then we can go back to just stacking the logs and then selling them at the biomass plant so that we get a little bit more money here. because we are kind of limited in our capacities. Lord knows we got a gigantic forest to harvest, so we are definitely not going to be able to process the wood faster than we can actually cut it down. But don't forget, if you guys are enjoying this series, please punch that like button. If you have friends that are interested in farming sim too, you know, great minds think alike. Usually if you have friends that play the same game, maybe they would enjoy it too. So please, anything you guys can do to help me out, I appreciate it, man, because I do enjoy playing other stuff than World of Warships Legends all the time. And especially games like this, and American Truck Simulator, and stuff like that are just a lot more chill in general. But it's hard to get traction as a newcomer into this genre. You know what I mean? Because people have their people that they watch, and so breaking into a new genre is really, really difficult. So any help that we can get from you guys is much appreciated. Yeah, replanting some of the trees would be a good idea. Problem is, it takes so long to grow them, and we would have to be driving through the trees that we just replanted. What we might do is do something along the lines of, since we will be passing time today, we will probably end up replanting some of the trees. But we still have a lot of trees that are planted. But it takes 24 months for these spruce trees to grow. And we don't really have the property to really do like a full-on cycle yet. Like, I would love to have one section that's being harvested while the other section is being grown. And then you could pass time, and then by the time you get the one section completely harvested, the other section would be grown. Like, that would be ideal. That way you're constantly harvesting trees. But yeah, currently we just don't have the amount of property needed for that. So we would kind of just be getting in our own way at the moment. Not to say we can't do that, because like I said, I'm enjoying the tree harvesting so far. I know some people said I'd get tired of it, but I actually enjoy this, because like I said, I'm a heavy equipment operator anyway. Like, I'm not technically a heavy equipment operator. I've operated a lot of heavy equipment. I'm not technically a heavy equipment operator, but I've operated a lot. So I enjoy playing around with big machines. Like, I really do, in real life. So this is right up my alley. Plus, I'm from the middle of the forest, so being around logging operations and stuff is kind of normal too. Maybe not to this extent. Most of the logging operations near me are pretty small. They use just, you know, basic equipment. Nothing as crazy as a full-on like feller buncher, but they'll use like a backhoe or a trackhoe that has the you know, the attachment to cut trees down and stuff like that. Or lumberjacks themselves going in and cutting the trees down and then just using cables and stuff to drag the trees out after they delimit. No Man's Land hard mode? Yeah, No Man's Land is actually a lot of fun. I like that map because it allows you to do so much. Like, the map size is massive, and then you can really get into it. I haven't played it on hard mode. I usually play on like whatever the normal mode is. I don't play on easy, but I generally play on the normal mode. I just realized we're almost to the end of our first field. Like, this is crazy. Like, I can't believe it. Like, we've actually made a dent, boys. Like, this is the last tree in this field. Right here. We still have the other little field. Boy, the game does not like this back corner for some reason. What are we caught on? I feel like it got glitched into the ground. Yeah, I think it's glitched into the road surface. I think that's the issue. So what we may end up having to do is finagle this thing to where we can finally move it. There we go. Just gotta jerk it a knot in its tail. That's what my old man would say. You know, sometimes you just gotta jerk a knot in its tail. Wiggle around these stumps. At least the frame rate's starting to get a little bit better. Like, man, when you have these giant forests, the frame rate just does not like the textures. I got Stevie Wonder in my head right now, if you guys are wondering who sings that song. Like, legitimately. It's one of the first songs in my playlist that came on today when I went to the gym. It's such a good song. It's like perfect for leaving the house, too. It's like, hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more. Now what do you say? Oh, mama, oh, mama. Yeah, I'll leave that alone. Great demand at Goldcrest Valley. Nice. Hopefully this tree doesn't get stuck. But the fact that we're actually, like, getting to the back row of this field is pretty impressive. There were a lot of trees. Remember, we planted, what was it, 240 total trees? If we pull it really quickly, maybe it won't glitch into the ground. Seemed to work. When all else fails, just hit the throttle. You'll be fine. And now the end is near. Yeah, see, now we're full. Yep, completely full. So apparently we can hold about 75,000 liters in our business here. So it's going to keep doing what it's got to do. Just going to take time, I suppose. So for the rest of this, now we'll stack up the logs and get ready to take them over to the biomass plant. We can just make a bunch of money relatively quickly off of these. And the best part is we won't even have to go very far with them. We can pretty much just drop the logs over here. So we've got a pretty large area. We don't have to drag them all the way out. Especially considering we're pretty much finished with this left side of the field now. So we just kind of grab the tree, bring it over, stack them up as best we can, make it easy to load. Yeah, we'll put it away from the stumps preferably, so we'll do something like this. Again, cut them into the 6-meter lengths, because these seem to sell at the best price. Try to get these stacked up in a decent fashion. They don't have to be perfect, but decent. Makes it a lot easier to load them up into a truck. But yeah, this is my first time ever playing on hard mode. And yeah, we found out real quick that it's difficult. Who'd have thunk it? Who'd have thunk it, man? I thought it would be relatively easy to get a start in hard mode. I was very wrong. Especially when you're completely inexperienced when it comes to playing hard mode. hate how it's turning the tree. Like, I start getting it all in one direction, and then the like, tree turns and then screws it all up. Stop bouncing, you little tree. Why do we have such a happy tree? Stop it. Chill, tree. Lord have mercy. What is wrong with you? Stop playing music to your plants, folks. This is what's wrong. People play music thinking that the plants want the music, and then you get happy trees like this. They bounce all over the place. They can't stop dancing. Getting in the way of my production. I'm here to be efficient. There it goes again. It's turning. Don't be turning on me, tree. Nice straight piles. Oh, Lordy. I'm hitting my tractor. Don't you do it. Stay. Good job. Good job! Grab the next one. Have a good night, Adrian. Appreciate you dropping in, man. Hope you enjoyed. What up, Justin? Appreciate you dropping in. Welcome to the stream. Figure we do a couple of them. Well, this thing, real good at turning. I forgot it's articulated. Alright, so we raise it up. Bring that over that direction. It's just easier to do it outside of first person and third person. So much easier. Try to get it a little bit more turned here. Not the best piles I've done. That's for sure. Let's start a new pile here. Stop fighting. Promise you're not gonna win. You've already lost. Just don't know it yet. You've already lost. You just don't know it yet, tree. I can see why people think that this would get old after a while, because it is very, very repetitive. But I mean, so is everything else you do in Farm Sim. I guess it just depends what kind of equipment you prefer to drive. What up, Nuts? Welcome. Hope you're having a good night, my guy. Dadgummit. Tree decided to go all wompy on me. Per Michael, how's it going? Welcome to the stream, my guy. You're having a good night as well. Just woke up from a nap. What time is it, Nuts? Good Lord. It's 10:30 p.m. here. I can understand wanting to go to a nap, but waking up now? Starting to sound like me. Like legitimately nocturnal. What up, support? James, welcome. Hopefully you guys are having a great day. Staying up till 4 or 6 a.m. messes you up. I'm telling you. Tell me about it, Mike. Tell me about it. Worse than that, it makes me end up doing stupid shit like going at 4 o'clock in the morning and getting a thing of ice cream and then ruining my diet and gaining 30 pounds. Tell me about it. I'm very aware of that. Let's go ahead and start a new pile here. Every time I try to get everything looking halfway decent, I screw it up. Oopsie. A little bit too much juice going in there. Just over here cutting the entire forest that I planted down. You hardly expected your brother to tune in shortly for you? Who's your brother? If you don't mind me asking. Adrian? Nice. Oh god. We got a happy tree. Be careful. Happy tree, you're coming with me. What up, Kevin? Welcome to the stream as well. Glad you guys are all dropping in. Hopefully you guys enjoy. Don't forget, if you guys do enjoy, go ahead and punch that like button. Helps the channel out quite a bit with trying to get these off-genre games pushed out there for the algorithm to pick up. I appreciate you guys. Always good to have people to chat with when I'm just hanging out, having a good time. Also, I may be doing a new stream here before long for the World Wildlife Fund, or yeah, World Wildlife Fund. They have offered to allow me to set up a charity stream to benefit conservation and stuff for Earth Day coming up. So keep an eye out for that. I definitely am on board with trying to do something like that because I love animals. I love conservation. Steve Irwin was a big influence on me when I was younger. Jack Hanna. Like, I'm from Ohio, so Jack Hanna was obviously like our local Steve Irwin. But yeah, anything I can do to help try to give back would be huge. So keep an eye out for a World of Warships Legends charity stream in the near future. I know, it's like Earth Day is one of those things that comes around every year, but nobody ever remembers it because, like, you heard about it in school and that was about it. You probably got a little pine tree to plant in school, but you haven't heard about Earth Day since, right? It's generally how it goes. I think most of us at one point or another have probably planted a tree for Earth Day. Come on, game. Why you troll me? Just let me pick it up. Thank you. Is that so hard? Why, as a matter of fact, yes it was, says the game. Alright, happy tree, chill out. You done? Like, I've done like charity streams in the past for like oh, what do we call it? Like I did it with Wargaming and World of Tanks a couple of times. It was late in the year. Can't think of what it's called. It's a well-known charity late in the year for saving the children or something like that. But I've done that. I've also joined other people's charity streams for like the Wounded Warrior Foundations and stuff like that. So I like doing charity stuff. Anything that I can do to help, like, you know, spread a little bit of extra love out there in the world. I mean, we're pretty small in the grand scheme of things, so anything that we can do as a community to help spread some of our generosity. Lord knows you guys are always so generous to me, that's for sure. If it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be able to do this. Legitimately. Yeah, the Earth is going against us, knocking a lot of trees down. Yeah, it is a thing, and it's not going to get any better for anybody anytime soon either. The climate has been changing for a long time. Now, the thing that I get annoyed with is everybody's like, you know, climate change this, climate change that. Yes, climate change is a thing. It is absolutely a thing. But if you think planting a couple of 100,000 trees now is going to stop it, or even slow it down in the slightest, you're dead wrong. It took humanity well over 150 years of destroying everything with burning all the fossil fuels and stuff in the world to like get us to the situation that we're currently in. It ain't gonna change anytime soon. You gotta do it for a long time. And that's just to slow down what we already have done. That's not including like stuff that's still going on, right? So when it comes to like climate change, I think it's more of a, I'm more on the like bandwagon of, yes, it's bad. We need to like act so that we can slow down how badly we're affecting everything. But you're not going to be able to reverse it. You're just not. Not anytime soon, anyway. It would take a worldwide effort for hundreds of years. And let's be honest, we can't get people to cooperate on even small projects, let alone something that massive. So unfortunately, climate change is just something we're going to have to live with. But that doesn't mean we can't do stuff to like conserve what we have, right? So you know, deforestation is something that we can help with. Knocking down natural habitats for endangered species, something we can absolutely help with. Which is why, like, conservation is a big thing for me. Like, it's all well and good to preach climate change, but at the end of the day, like, climate change is here. It's not going anywhere anytime soon. So working together to try to save what we do have is going to be more beneficial than wasting a bunch of money and a bunch of time on trying to get the entire world, which will never happen, to work towards one purpose. Your better bet is to try to work on smaller projects that you can actually affect. What up, Mr. Sam? How's it going? Appreciate you dropping in. Yeah, I'm trying to get all the logs stacked nicely, but the trees don't always fall nice and neatly for me, so dragging them to one spot. Like, I know how to, like, get them to the same location. Like, that's not a problem. But the tree likes to twist on me sometimes, and that throws everything off, and then I can't get it in a nice, neat little pile. But again, something that you do over and over again for hours and hours at a time, like, you're going to get good at it, right? Eventually, I would hope. It's like this. This tree is twisted towards that direction, so I'm not going to be able to get it the way that I want. So it's going to end up being like a cross tree. Which is highly unfortunate, I think we can all agree. Because it's going to go awful. But you can see, like, in terms of where to put, like, where I gotta, like, start the log in order to get them all nice and neat, like, that's not a problem. It's just getting the tree to, like, line up that's the problem. Trees don't like to like, cooperate. Yeah, I mean, Like, the other side of it is, like, you think about it. When I was a kid, everybody talked about the ozone layer. And you know what they told us about the ozone layer? There's gigantic holes in the ozone layer, and it'll never get fixed. It'll never be fixed, right? Like, you can't fix it. It's just there forever. And all we can do is try to stop damaging it further. And what happens? We stop causing the issue, and it starts to repair itself. What a coincidence, right? Like, we found out what the root cause for most of the ozone depletion was. We stopped doing it as an entire species. Well, for the most part. Some countries don't listen. China. You know, the one country that has more people in it than anywhere else in the world. You know, China, India. They tend to not care about the environment. So the rest of us can do everything in our power to like slow down things, but if not everybody's on board, our efforts are kind of being wasted. But yeah, we were always told like the ozone layer is never going to get fixed, like it's just damaged forever. And here we are today with a much smaller hole in the ozone layer in the northern hemisphere now. Oh dear. Oh, come on, tree, please. Bad tree. Come straight out. Thank you. Turn. Now go over there. Now come in a little closer so you're not tipping me over. Good tree. Knew you could do it. I had faith. What up, Jim? How's it going? You've been playing an absurd amount? I'm telling you, man, it's a lot of fun. It really is. It's a great little chill, relaxing game that is just fun to play, so I'm glad you're enjoying it, man. Olga, good to see you as well. I mean, in fairness, you're right. It's not fair for countries that are like completely like, I don't know, past the like start of the industrial age, and we've gotten to the point where we have the ability to do something about it, where other countries maybe aren't. But countries like modern countries have no excuses, right? Like China, India, these countries don't have any excuses. Their excuses are simple. They don't want to pay for it, right? So they make everybody pay for it. But we don't get into politics around here. We just let the politicians fight about it. But like I said, conservation is the thing that I care about. Like that, you know, working to like save or set aside habitat areas for endangered species. Doing our best to not further exacerbate issues. That's where I think all of us can do better, right? From small nations up through large nations. But there is something to be said about modern nations that have as many people in it as India and China that simply just do not abide by the same industrial rules that the rest of the world that are modern countries have put in place to try to help, you know, the world out. And they never will. Because the biggest reason that China is one of the biggest manufacturers in the world is simple. They're cheap, right? How do they keep their prices cheap? Cheap labor and cheap production. Well, the easiest ways to keep cheap production is by not regulating production. We won't go into their labor practices or the politics behind it. Game. Yeah, I'm glad you enjoy, Olga. It's good to see you. Yeah, I'm not saying that we need to force every small country in the world to follow by the same rules, but if all of the industrialized countries, the modern age countries, you know, the United States, Canada, Mexico is kind of borderline, South America with Brazil and Venezuela and some of these other countries, China and India. Like I said, China, India, Russia are three of the biggest countries when it comes to pollution. Why? Because they have most people in the entire world. Those three countries alone have more people in them than just about anywhere else in the world. I mean, China has like, what, 2 billion people or 1.8 billion people in it? India has like 1.5 billion people in it. Like, it's absurd. The impact that they have on the overall, like, world is absurd. And there's no excuse for those modern countries that are fully capable, like, they're fully industrialized. There's no reason that they should be contributing the way that they do. And like I said, the United States is not exactly innocent in this either, and I am very aware of that. Like, I am very aware of it, coming from an area that is known for logging and mining and fracking now. Like, I am acutely aware of the impact that we have. But I'm also aware that we do more than most countries in terms of trying to mitigate as much as we can compared to what we used to. But we also go around the world and cause a lot of problems too, and I don't agree with that either. You want it to stop and you're Australian? Yeah, I mean, Australia's got its own... God dang it, game, stop. Australia's got its own battles that it's working on too. I watch a lot of Friendly Jordies to keep up on some Australian news. So I don't know if you know, I'm sure you know who Friendly Jordy is. But yeah, like I said, Steve Irwin was a big influence on me when I was younger. And between him and Jack Hanna, they really did do a fantastic job of getting me interested in nature and, you know, conserving endangered species and doing what we can to, you know, mitigate the amount of damage we're doing as a species. So I'm a big proponent of conservation. Because I like living in the middle of nowhere in a beautiful forest and being able to take a walk and be able to breathe on a hot day without having to wear a mask and, you know, all the crazy stuff you see on TV from these gigantic cities. Like, I like it. I don't want everything to be brown and nasty and dry and on fire and filthy. Like, it's bad enough in the wintertime here because I live in I live in the poorest county in Ohio, to put it into perspective. So one of the things that you see here is a lot of people still burn wood and coal, just simply because not everybody has access to gas or natural gas or electricity, because electricity is stupid expensive to heat with here in the wintertime. I pay my electric bill goes from, during the summer I can run my AC all summer long, all day, all night, never turn it off. My electric bill is generally about $90 in the summertime. In the wintertime it jumps up to about $360 with my electric heating. It's absurd. So a lot of people just flat out can't afford it, so they end up heating their houses, their sheds, their buildings with coal and wood. And if you've ever been around coal, like wood I can deal with. Wood isn't so bad. It's still dirty, but it's not nearly as bad to like live around. Coal burners, I hate it. Hate it, man. It's terrible. Hate coal. Yeah, it's not cheap to fly tanks and artillery and personnel and building materials halfway around the world. You're not wrong. But on the other side of that, if the United States wasn't the primary force in the world, as on the fence as we can be, like I am 100% in agreement that the United States is not all good, okay? We have a lot of negative impact in other countries around the world as well. Like, I get that. But if you look at what was before the United States took over that role, when the United States was keeping itself, I say neutral with, you know, tongue-in-cheek, because let's be honest, we were anything but neutral. We were profiteering off of the wars in Europe before we got involved. But if you look at what happened and the atrocities that were committed while the United States sat by and watched, then you can understand why the United States stepped into that role and hasn't, like, stopped. And no other countries are, like, stepping up to say, hey, we're going to take over that role anytime soon. Why? Because they don't have the money to. The United States is one of the few countries in the world that produces enough and is rich enough to fill that role. Whether you like it or not, that's the end of that. Like, they're just, I mean, China's kind of getting there, but they don't really have a blue water navy. They focus on a lot of smaller ships. They're trying to step up, but do we really want China to fill that role? Do you really trust China in the same role that the United States has been occupying, when we already know that the corruption in the United States has already led to a lot of atrocities in and of its own? I am not saying that we are innocent in any stretch of the imagination. And that's why I don't get into politics. But I think there are far worse countries to have in that sort of global superpower role than the United States. I mean, to be perfectly honest, the United States is probably the only country in the entire world that can legitimately just be an isolationist country and not have to worry about it. We know that Switzerland has always tried to remain neutral in the middle of Europe, and their terrain kind of helps them out in that sense, because they're literally in the middle of the goddamn Alps. But the United States is surrounded by ocean on pretty much all sides. We have pretty much all of the resources necessary. We have plenty of land to support a much larger population than we currently have. We have the farmland, we have the raw natural resources between the oil, the gas, the coal, hydroelectric possibility, like nuclear power. We have all of that. Like, we have all of these things at our disposal that we have outsourced a lot of our industry over the years because we haven't needed it. But if forced to, the United States could legitimately just be its own. But the problem is, because we've outsourced everything over the years, We don't have a choice. If we want to protect our own interests, because we have cut back on our industry and so much over the years, we do rely on a lot of manufacturing from our allies. That's why we have so many allies, whether it be Great Britain or Taiwan or Japan, or pick your ally in Asia, right? Like, there's a lot of manufacturing that goes on there. And we're surrounded by friendly countries as well, with Mexico to our south, with harsh deserts that people would have to cross through if they wanted to come through South America and go through Mexico to invade us. We're surrounded by oceans that are thousands of miles wide. Like, there are very few people that could potentially pose a problem to the United States, and they definitely would struggle once they try, because we're already the premier force, right? So, like, I don't know, it's one of those interesting. The United States has so much at its disposal. It was literally a cheat code, essentially, for a country to develop, where the United States has. Like, as soon as it became a possibility, like, it was pretty much guaranteed that the United States would end up being a industrial superpower, just because of the raw resources and the geography that is the United States. The entire, like, middle section of the United States is almost all arable farmland. Like, just put that into perspective. Like, the amount of crops that can be grown in the United States is absurd compared to other countries. Then that's not including all of the calm, natural shipping lanes that we have. Like the Mississippi River, the Ohio River, the Missouri River, all of these rivers, you have thousands and thousands of miles of rivers that cascade across the east coast of the United States, all the way out through the Midwest, that allow us to cheaply ship stuff around the country. And that was before we had highways, right? You had these natural, like, waterways that are just there. And then you add the canals and stuff, and then all the way up and down the east coast of the United States, we have natural harbors. The largest natural harbor in the entire world in Norfolk Naval Yard, and the Chesapeake Bay. Like, legitimately, like, the United States is really, they are cheating when it comes to natural, like, civilization building, like, cheat codes. But not just even the natural harbors, we also have a lot of shoals that protect the coastal waterways of the United States, adding that, or allowing for a ridiculously easy journey to ship stuff all the way up and down the East Coast without really having to go out into the wide open ocean. Like I said, we kind of hit the lottery when it comes to the geography. Now, that being said, we also hit the lottery for the most extreme weather on the planet, and it isn't even close. Like, there is no other country in the world that has the extreme weather that we have, at least not the amount of extreme weather. Sure, there is extreme weather anywhere on the planet, but when it comes down to it, the sheer volume of extreme weather cannot be matched anywhere else in the world that the United States has. And that is due to our geography that we come to know and love, with the north and south mountain ranges, with the Rocky Mountains out west and the Appalachian Mountains in the east. It really does create a mixing bowl of just absolute ridiculous weather. You got all that cold, dry air coming down from Canada and the Arctic, and then you've got all that warm, moist air coming up off the Gulf of Mexico, and it turns into an absolute mess. Which is why the United States has the nastiest weather on the planet, and it isn't even close. Like, nobody else can argue that. We have more tornadoes, hurricanes, and I mean, it's just the extremes. I mean, we have literally every conceivable climate in the United States. If you go up north to Alaska, obviously it's not continental United States, but it's, part of the U.S. now. So, like, if you look at Alaska, we have Arctic. You go to Hawaii, we have tropical. Also Florida, Southern California, we have deserts. Down in Arizona, in Nevada, and Utah, and Southern California, like we have rainforest in the Northwest. We have forest pretty much all over the entire continent of the United States, or North America for that matter. But here's a fun fact for you. Our neighbors to the north rely on the United States for ease of travel. I don't know if you guys know that or not. Canada, actually, a lot of Canadians would rather travel into the U.S. to get their stuff than try to travel across Canada, because our terrain, A, is better, because, I mean, Canada is brutal. And then on top of that, our road networks are just way, way better. So that's why you see, like, out west in Canada, they're basically just an extension of the United States. And then here in eastern Canada, we actually have quite a bit of play with the United States as well. I mean, look, Opie, just as an example, like Opie literally drives, what, 6 hours to get to me from where she's at? And she's in some of the most populated parts of Canada. But it's not uncommon. But we have very good relationships with Canada, very good relationships with Mexico to our south. So, like, we're just kind of set up, man. Like, we really did win the lottery in that sense. What up, China? We have legitimately been losing money today. We went from 70,000 up to like 71,000, and now we're down to 68,000. We are passing time, which is something we didn't do in the past couple of episodes, so. Kind of want to finish cutting down this part of this forest. Currently 1500. I think I might actually slow down time a little bit here. Let's go ahead and save. Slow down time just a little bit. Is it this one? There it is. Let's take it back to real time for now. And what we'll do is we'll have ourselves set up so that we can replant this forest once we finish it, before we move on to the next section of forest. What up, Mr. Bio Roots? How's it going? Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's not just Tennessee. Tennessee, Kentucky, Ohio, Indiana, Chicago, or Illinois. Like, we get the most extremes of the extremes, right? Like, yeah, out in the central U.S., out there in Kansas, Oklahoma, and Texas, I mean, they get the true, like, ridiculous monster stuff. But, like, when it comes to having all the weather types and extremes in all of those weather types, the Midwest is where it's at, man. Like, it's hard to argue that anywhere else in the world has the, like, extremes of the weather that the Midwest has. Ohio, Tennessee, Kentucky, Indiana, Arkansas. I mean, Arkansas is technically south, but it is kind of crazy. Like, you can legitimately have a 60 or 70 degree temperature swing in a 24-hour period, and it's not that uncommon to happen, especially this time of year. Like, we went from tornadoes the other day to having highs in the 30s here in Ohio. Like, legitimately big tornadoes, strong thunderstorms, with 8 tornadoes being recorded across the state during that few hour stretch the other day. And now it's been 30 degrees ever since. I think the high today got up to like 40. It's just the way it goes, man. This time of year is crazy up in the Midwest. You don't know what kind of weather you're going to end up with. And I'm pretty sure this is a saying pretty much anywhere, but here in Ohio we say it all the time too. It's like, if you don't like the weather in Ohio, just wait 5 minutes. It'll change. You go from bright, sunny, and nice weather to cold and windy and rainy and just a mess. That's awesome, man. I would love to visit, like, different countries. I really would. I know it's not necessarily something that we need to do, isn't it? Because, like I said, there really isn't. Other than, like, going to, like, specific places that I would like to go because I love history. Like, traveling to a place like New Zealand, like, there really isn't a place like that anywhere else in the world. Like, New Zealand is such a beautiful, beautiful area. And the culture there is ridiculous. I would love to visit, like, New Zealand. New Zealand was first brought to my attention as I'm going to say it was 5th or 6th grader. I had a pen pal, and my pen pal was in New Zealand. So that was pretty cool. I don't know if you guys ever had pen pals in school. It just kind of shows how old I am. Nowadays, you just send emails. We used to actually write letters to each other when I was a kid. But, like, I would love to visit Greece. I would love to visit Japan, like Australia. Not so much. Don't get me wrong, I love Australia, but I get enough stuff that wants to try to kill me over here. I don't need extra stuff to try to kill me. Especially those. I know that they're not the thing that's going to kill you over there. But those godforsaken bird catcher spiders, whatever you want to call them, those gigantic, like, face hugger looking motherfuckers, those y'all can keep, okay? If I woke up and that motherfucker was in my house, I'd burn the house down. And I ain't even that big of a scaredy cat when it comes to spiders. We have some pretty large spiders here in the U.S. too, especially here in Ohio, growing up in the forest. Like, we have these giant, like, garden tomato spiders, what I call them, little orb weavers, that are probably the size of, you know, $50. Pretty large spider. They're nothing compared to Australia spiders. Nothing. Not even close. Y'all got full on, like, I don't know, aliens, man. That's the only way to describe them. They literally look like aliens. Like, sure, we got other things. Like, we got cougars, we got bears, we got wolves, we got wild dogs, which are worse than wolves. In my opinion, I haven't run into any timber wolves here in Ohio. I know they're around, but I've never run into them. But I've run into several packs of wild dogs, and they're awful. You guys don't know what a wild dog is. It's literally just dogs that people have dumped out in the middle of nowhere that are fending for themselves and reproducing. They come in various different shapes, sizes, and they travel in packs of just absolute terror. Like, they really are just obnoxious little turds. Usually 1 or 2 bigger dogs, followed around by a whole bunch of medium to small dogs. What am I doing? This is the wrong button. But yeah, cougars, definitely a thing. Bobcats are like giant house cats that are just angry all the time. But they're usually more afraid of you than anything. We got fox. We got the brown recluse spiders and black widow spiders, but they're relatively small, which is actually what makes them kind of dangerous. They're not as likely to necessarily kill you. Brown recluse and a black widow are fully capable of killing you, but it's not as likely to kill you, because you usually notice, you know, the damage starting, and if you get, like, to a hospital, you can get stuff fixed pretty easily. Whereas in Australia, you might not even notice until it's too late. Like, that shit'll just kill you. Have a good night, Charles. Appreciate you dropping in, man. Yeah, technology has kind of gone crazy. That's what I'm saying, like going from pen pals to emails nowadays. And it wasn't that long ago. I'm old, but I ain't that old. Yeah, and I see a lot of that also in like South America too, where they have those vicious wild dogs or feral dogs, whatever you want to call them, running around, and they are awful, man. Because you get a medium-sized dog that attacks somebody, man, it'll destroy you. It'll easily have the ability to kill you. It does not take a very large dog to be able to kill somebody. And I think a lot of people like underestimate how strong a dog really is. Like, wild animals in general, like if you get a feral dog, it does not take a very big dog to be able to kill you. They're so fast, they're so strong, and they are literally killing machines. They've got claws and teeth, and you don't have any of that. You've got blunt weapons at best, unless of course you've got an actual weapon, in which case you have the advantage there, but not everybody walks around with a weapon on them. It's terrible. I mean, not even the other day, like California had another cougar attack out there. There was a couple people mountain biking, and a couple women were mountain biking, and one of the cougars grabbed one of the women off their bike and started gnawing at her, tried to kill her, and her friends, fortunately for her friends got off their bike and were able to, you know, beat this cougar down and then trap it with a bicycle until wildlife was able to show up and end up putting down the animal. But like, it don't take a very large animal, and that was a small cougar, or at least from the picture I saw. Like if it was a medium or large sized cougar, like it would not have turned out the same. Usually when you hear somebody surviving a cougar attack, it's because it's a small cougar. Because they are actual killing machines. And they are very strong and very fast and very agile. And they'll sneak up on you and just ruin your entire existence. And a lot of people don't realize that here in Ohio we actually do have cougar. We've been catching them on trail cams and stuff. I've known since I was a kid because I actually encountered one, not up close and personal, but I heard it scream, and it sends shivers down your spine, man. Needless to say, when me and my cousins and my sister were in the forest and we heard that thing holler, we weren't in the forest anymore. We all took off and ran, got out of there. But yeah, they're the property that I grew up on, right up the holler from us. They've been picked up on trail cams and stuff, so they are definitely around. What up, Devin? Thank you for 16 months, my guy. Appreciate you. Get some goats in the chat for Devin. If it's a big dog, you shove your hand out, yeah, good luck. I mean, it's easy to come up with a strategy for taking down something that's trying to kill you, but if you're legitimately in that situation, I think you'll find it very, very difficult to think that clearly to try to do something like that, especially when that thing that you're trying to shove your hand down its throat is biting you and clawing at you, and just like when you're legitimately fighting for your life, it's a whole other ballgame, man. I've been attacked by a decent-sized dog as a kid, and there was nothing I could do about it. He bit me on the back of the leg as I tried to run away, and when he came at me, I turtled up and I kicked him as hard as I could in the face, and he gave up. But that was, you know, that was luck. Like, he just happened to decide that it wasn't worth it. But if you go up against a medium to large dog, like, you're gonna have a real hard time surviving that. We're just not built for it. That's why we have big brain. It's why we have the ability to like field weapons. The only reason we're in the food chain position that we are in the world is because of the fact that we can work together and build weapons and strategize a lot better than animals. When it comes to fighting, we got nothing on animals. That's why we've built weapons. When it comes to a one-on-one fight, you are in a really bad place. I like when people say that, oh, I could beat this animal or I could beat that animal. If you're in a one-on-one situation and you don't have a weapon, good luck. The biggest thing is don't show fear. That only works sometimes. Like, it just depends on how hungry something is. And if they got help. Like I said, a dog is a pack animal. They rarely run alone. Even a feral dog, they will find each other and work together. So like, you rarely are 1v1. And if you don't have a weapon, you are fucked. Pardon my language. The last time I was surrounded by a pack of wild, or feral dogs, I should say. Instead of calling them wild dogs, they're feral dogs. It was one medium-sized dog that probably weighed about 40 or 50 pounds. And it was a bunch of smaller dogs that were there to distract you while the big dog tries to get behind you, right? Like that's their whole goal. They will surround you, the whole pack will surround you, and the little dogs will yip at you, and they'll all be barking like crazy. They're just trying to get your attention away from the one that's trying to get you. The big dog's job is to get in there and like stop you, essentially. And then if they get you down, all of them are jumping in. And then you're in trouble. So like what I did in that situation was I simply just kept turning with the big dog. Like the big dog kept like circling me, and all the little dogs were yipping and yapping and going crazy, trying to get my attention. And I just kept my eyes and kept focused on the big dog while I kept moving. And I was able to keep them from attacking. Like they decided they didn't want to. But again, it only comes down to like how hungry they are. If they are legitimately hungry, good luck. Because stopping them isn't going to be as simple as, you know, well, he gave up. Because if a dog is starving or an animal is starving and you're their meal, good luck. A lot of people have way more faith in themselves than they should when it comes to fighting animals. Way more faith. It's not even a question of like, if you discount the fact that we just don't carry weapons on us enough, like when you're in nature, most of the time most people aren't carrying a weapon on them. Like if you don't have a weapon, you've literally got to rely on strength and blunt force trauma. And I hate to break it to you, we're not that strong in the animal kingdom. And blunt force trauma don't mean it's not much of a deterrent to a hungry animal. Now, the things that we do have at our advantage is our brain, being able to utilize, you know, things like trying to trap an animal, trying to, you know, hold on and hope that somebody else comes over and helps. Like most of the time, we're not alone, right? If you're alone in the forest, you better damn well have something to protect yourself. But if most of the time people aren't alone because we're social animals, right? So we rely on each other. But we also have brains, so we can do things like go for weaknesses on animals, like eyeballs and soft spots, or try to trap them. But again, you try to stop them from being able to attack you. Best case scenario, you're able to overpower the animal and hold on to the animal. But you got to think they still have claws, and they're still going to be trying to scratch the fuck out of you while you're trying to like stop them from killing you. Because at that point, once you stop that animal from being able to attack directly, now he's in a situation where he feels that he's the one that's fighting for his life, right? He knows that if he doesn't get out of it, he's going to be killed. Because that's how it works in the animal kingdom. You either kill or you be killed, right? And so, like, now you've got an animal that you've got a hold of that is trying to get free and still wants to kill you. Like, it's not a good scenario. I think we can all agree on that. What up, Kiefer? You'd go toe-to-toe with a gorilla just to die? Well, you would die. Like, there's no doubt about it. The only way a human survives a fight with a gorilla is if the gorilla just decides it doesn't want to fight. And gorillas are not exactly known for letting potential predators anywhere near their tribe. Especially a silverback. But you have no hope when it comes to a gorilla. Like, a gorilla's got canine teeth, which is mind-boggling because there's no logical reason for a gorilla to have teeth like that. They have roughly 10 times the strength of a human being, and that could be more than that. It might actually be more than that. I know orangutans are like 10 times stronger than a human, or maybe it's like 6 or 7 times stronger than a human. So like, they will literally grab you by your arms and legs and rip you apart while you're still alive. Like, we are very much hopeless in a 1v1 kind of hand-to-hand combat against really anything in the animal kingdom that's not small enough for us to just kill outright. Like, obviously, if you're going up against something small, you absolutely can just overpower it. But more often than not, like, if you're going up against anything medium size and up, so anything like, I would say anything bigger than like 50 pounds in the animal kingdom is probably gonna whoop your ass. Always carry a knife and a stick. Yeah, I mean, carry some sort of thing, especially if you're going out in the wilderness area where you know that there's potential predators, right? Like, I always used to take a big old stick with me when I went into the woods, simply because, I mean, while it's unlikely that I get attacked where I'm at, you never know. Now, there's a lot of places in the world that simply don't have to worry about that. But, like, if you're in an area that does have, like, predators, like, these are things that you have to think about. And if you're over in fucking, like, India or Africa, you are fucked. You can't do a thing about those predators unless you got like an actual gun. And even then, you better hope that you're lucky. Come on, tree! Dang it. Come on, tree! It would be like the second to last tree, or the third to last tree, that gives me the problem, right? I think I got it. You bitch. Easy there, cowboy. Uh-oh. I can fix this. Told you I can fix this. This thing is like a goddamn caterpillar. Well, this is a stubborn tree. I'll give it that. You know what we do with stubborn trees? We say, fuck it. To borrow a phrase from Mr. Zarkoon, fuck a duck. Come with me. Yes, a little bit at a time. There we go. I told you you're coming with me. One way or another, you little turd. You thought you were going to win this fight. You were wrong. I will win. Where there's a will, there's a way, folks. Don't let the tree win. That's the moral of the holy mother of frame rate. Oh, we have. There's too many things on the screen right now. The game is not very happy. Maybe I should stack these over here by themselves. I think we can do it. We'll be fine. We've only got 2 more trees. Surely we won't destroy the game in the short amount of time it takes to cut these last couple of trees up, right? Right, game? Yeah, bears and wolves up in Wisconsin. Yeah, you guys are further north than us. We have black bear. I don't think we have anything bigger than a black bear here. I think that's probably the biggest. But we have some pretty big black bear here in Ohio. And we do have timber wolves, though I've never really run into any timber wolves personally. And I grew up in the middle of the forest, so if you thought anybody would run into a timber wolf, you'd think it'd be me. But I have run into big cats. I've run into the cougar. Like I said, I've never actually seen it in person. I've heard it, and that was enough for me. But there have been like actual like sightings on trail cams and stuff of cougars in my area. And then we have coyotes. Coyotes are a big one here. Like, we have a shit ton of coyotes, man. Little bastards. I'm sorry, but coyotes are little bastards. You don't know, you don't know. They're basically a little wolf, a coyote is. An awkward wolf. But they tend to be alone most of the time, but they are not immune to working together occasionally. Especially if they want to hunt deer. And they will hunt deer. We've got a lot of coyote dens near where I grew up, man. Every night, man, you go outside around 11 o'clock at night, you hear them things yipping and hollering in the holler. It's creepy. 5,000 wolves, nice. Also, welcome, Jacob. Don't remember if I said hi to you or not. .30-06, yep. Yeah, that'll do it. That'll help against most things. Except maybe a grizzly. Actually, a .30-06 probably be capable of taking down a grizzly, but I don't know. I wouldn't want to find out. I wouldn't want to find out if a gun I brought was capable of taking down a grizzly. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be put in that situation. I'm sorry. There are very few things in this world that I would like legitimately fear, and a grizzly is one of them. Like there is no chance in hell that you win that fight. Like, you better hope to God you take that fucking thing out, because if you don't, you're dead. It's just that simple. Fucking grizzly bear terrifies me, man. Almost as much as a moose. Why is a moose so terrifying? Because when they're in the rut, a moose is one of the most dangerous fucking animals on the planet. Ask the Canadians, and of course Northern Americans. Alright, we did it! We finished harvesting this entire godforsaken forest. Look at all that wood on the ground waiting to be picked up. I like how I've just kind of like taken to using these myself, as if this is like my equipment. I'm just renting it, which is why it's costing me an arm and a leg. Don't worry, because we're about to make that money back right there. Let's sell some more of these and see how we do here. Did it grab any at all? Like, is this actually working? I'm starting to think that we're not actually producing anything. It says that it's producing 24 cycles a month of these. Boy, it just doesn't produce them very fast, does it? Like, these are capable of producing way more. I guess we are starting to get some planks in there. But that's because we weren't using them. So we should be using the wood to make furniture, right? While we fill up on planks. Boy, it just doesn't seem like we're producing anything, man. I feel like we need a better freaking sawmill. This is ridiculous. All right, let's jump in the old backhoe over here. Actually, let's jump in the tractor. Get the trailer over there. Dude, we have so much wood. There's no animal more dangerous than a rutting whitetail. Yeah, there's plenty of animals more dangerous than a rutting whitetail. How about a rutting moose that is literally about, I don't know what, 10 times larger than a whitetail deer? Just as fast, capable of, like, moving a car. Then you got bison. For the love of God, do we even want to talk about American bison? If you seen what those things can do to a fucking car? It's like an American fucking rhinoceros, man. There's just nothing you can do about that. They get pissed off, they just start knocking shit over. But yeah, I think moose are responsible for more kills each year in North America than any other animal. They are world famous for being very, very angry when they are in a rut, and they are very dangerous. Talking like a 6,000 pound fucking male moose. I don't know how much they weigh actually. They're big. But I'm pretty sure they kill more animals in the U.S. than any other, or not in the U.S., but in North America than any other. Actually, I take that back. I know what kills more people in the United States than any other animal, and it is the white-tailed deer. But it's not because the white-tailed deer goes out and kills people. It's because people are in cars, and white-tailed deer have a tendency to jump before they get hit, and they go through the windshield, and that's how they end up killing people. I think that's how white-tailed deer ended up killing so many people. It's definitely not because people, like, I've been in the woods my entire life. I have gone up to many a deer in my property. I have never been attacked by any of them. Bucks, does, doesn't matter. Deer are very skittish around people. Why? Because we kill them. And they know it. But deer are also very curious animals, too. Good Lord. It's hard to see. That sun is at like the perfect angle to fuck with my eyes while I'm trying to grab off this like brown texture. Yeah, humans are pretty dangerous animals too. You're not wrong. We have a tendency to kill one another pretty fiercely. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I am very good with this little claw, man. I have found my true calling in farming sim when it comes to picking up these freaking logs. I'm really good at this. Trying to flatten these logs out a little bit to make them easier to grab. But it doesn't look like it's going to cooperate, so I guess I'll just grab them as is. Come on, oops. Gotta hold both buttons if we want that to happen. Now for the real trick. Can I get this in here without knocking everything over? It's definitely a little too tall. I want the weight towards the back to kind of balance the rest of it. Little stick fell out. Alright, we can grab that at any time. Don't you dare. Yep. Sit tight, you little turd. Throw one of these straps on here real quick. Where'd that little stick go? There you are. You're coming with me, you little turd. Get at her. Crap. Grab this one stick before it screws us over. Damn it! I knew that was gonna happen. It's one fucking stick. Alright, now the question is, did that just lock that one freaking log up with the trailer? I bet it did. I bet it did. $100% it did. Hopefully it doesn't screw us over. It might though. All it's gonna take is that one little freaking lump. It's gonna send this trailer for a loop. Have a good night, Jacob. Appreciate you dropping in, man. Sped up time and now it's nighttime. Yeah, that's kind of where I was getting. Like, I sped up time a little bit too much, so I wanted to get this stuff sold before it becomes too dark. Only slightly sketchy. Only slightly sketchy, folks. Thoughts on the new Japanese cruiser line? I don't know anything about it until it gets here. I think they talked about it on stream today, but I haven't actually paid it. I don't usually watch the dev streams. No offense to the devs, but it's not real entertaining to watch, so I don't watch it. I think I should get patch notes Thursday though. So hopefully I'll have you guys a nice patch notes video. $16,000. We've already made money for the day. One load. We've got plenty more where that came from. me driving down these roads brings back lots of memories, right? You know what's coming due to connections, but you're sworn to secrecy? Yeah. Yep, best not to get anybody who's under an NDA in trouble. Like I said, we already know it's a Japanese alternate cruiser line, like that's been announced. So we can go on the WoW's wiki page and pretty much go over what each one of them is and what we can expect out of them. Since we already have the Japanese heavy cruisers, I would assume that these are going to be the light cruisers, unless these are like a super cruiser sort of deal, kind of like the Azuma and Yoshino. I have no idea. Like I said, I have literally done nothing, but I'm assuming it's the light cruiser line, which is basically what the Suja is. So that's kind of what you can look forward to. More fire starters. Careful what you say, man. Like I said, I don't want anybody getting in trouble in my chat. Ain't worth it, folks. It ain't worth it. Woo, frame rate. How do you know you're doing a good job? When you tank the frame rate of the game. Wait, am I facing the wrong direction? I was like, I'm trying to go forward. The game is like, yes, you are going forward. Holy frame rate, Batman. Calm down, game. I will get you cleaned up in no time. That's kind of the mark of a true haul. Like, if you know that you're tanking your frame rate, then you're doing something right. Like you're about to be rich. Oh, but now the frame rate's going to stop me from being able to grab these logs correctly, isn't it? I didn't think about that. I think we'll be okay. Oh, I think we'll be okay. Let's put... Have you guys ever had HelloFresh? Like anybody here? Dude, it is freaking fantastic. It might be a little expensive. It's freaking fantastic. I've been enjoying it, man. The meals are pretty easy to prepare and make. They taste fantastic. You can set up your meal plan to include like lots of different proteins to keep yourself like on track with your diet. What I need to do is figure out how I can get HelloFresh as a sponsor. If I could do that, I'd be set. Just give me free food and I can fucking, like, I'll rep the shit out of HelloFresh. I always try to go for, like, when I do sponsorships and stuff, I like to do sponsors for, like, shit that I actually use. You know what I mean? Because I don't like to just be paid to say something's good if I've never actually tried it. But HelloFresh is legit. It really is good. There goes the little twig. Flip this one around. Stretch it out a little bit. It literally makes me look like I know what the hell I'm doing in the kitchen. And they're fantastic meals too. Definitely parked too far away. From the trailer here. Trying to get in a hurry and now I'm fucking everything up. Let this be a lesson to y'all. Don't get in a hurry. It never pays off. You just end up costing yourself more work. Yeah, the price it is expensive. I mean, it is. But fun fact, you can kind of cheese the quality or the like customer support into giving you some like bigger discounts and stuff. To be fair. Like, if it's something you're truly interested in. Damn it. Just grab the one log, please. I'm actually lifting myself up. It's not going to work, Captain. Oh, I have made a mess out of this one. I have made a mess out of this one, folks. I'll just blame the frame rate, right? It's the game's fault. It had nothing to do with me being just bad at the game. Getting in a hurry and getting sloppy. Nothing to do with that. It's totally the game's fault. That one sticking out is going to be a problem. We'll see. Might as well throw the rest of these on here. Can't really hurt it any worse than it already is, right? That's the way I see it. When you've caused yourself problems, you might as well double down and compound the problem, you know? Pretty sure Sun Tzu said that. Don't quote me on it. What the hell is even going on right now? I don't think the game knows either. Yeah, I knew that was going to happen. Just get this in the truck before the game freaks out more. This is definitely the game's fault. The frame rate is not happy. I think it's starting to affect everything else. Our claw didn't even close that time. Note to self. Don't cut down half a forest and cut it into chunks. Game does not like. Spot. Just plant it right down in there and grab a hold of whatever it'll allow me to. The answer is not. It really does not want to let me grab shit right now. The game is very, very much fighting me. This is not my fault, I swear. I mean, it is my fault because I've cut down too much shit. So it doesn't let me grab a hold of stuff right now. Alright. Slowly. There we go. You're fine, game. Calm down. a good night, Kiefer. Appreciate you dropping in. Sorry if I'm kind of like concentrating, guys. I do apologize. I've kind of made a mess and I'm trying to clean it up. In a reasonable amount of time. Tell you something I've been getting back into a little bit is watching some old wrestling matches and stuff from when I was growing up. I used to get into pro wrestling, something fierce. I haven't watched professional wrestling in a long time, man, but I go back and watch some of the, like, especially like old pay-per-views and stuff. You know, because growing up, we didn't have money for pay-per-views and shit, so never got to watch like WrestleMania or SummerSlam or the Royal Rumble or anything like that. Now you can just find all that shit on YouTube. That could have been real bad. Good thing I'm good at what I do. Alright, let's go ahead and turn that one off. Take it over and drop it off at the biomass plant. Yeah, chat has gone quiet. It does do that. What up, LC4? How's it going? Appreciate you dropping in, man. Hopefully you're having a good night. Sorry that everything's gotten quiet all of a sudden. I mean, it is 12:30 in the morning. Samuel Dixon, thank you for 12 months, man. Get a goat in the chat for Samuel as well. Appreciate you guys. Whatever happened to Let Him Peak? I don't know about his channel, like what he's doing nowadays, but him and I had a falling out, so we don't work together anymore. And I haven't seen or heard much from him ever since. So, unfortunate, but things happen. I don't want to get into it again. Like I said, he's not here to defend himself, so all you guys will hear is my side of the story, so it's, like I said, it's not worth it. But yeah, we're no longer friends, we no longer talk to one another. It happens. Such is life. Yeah, I mean, I've never said anything like negative in terms of like how he does things, but it's just that it's more personal between me and him. But yeah, we both know what we're doing. I would say Peak is better at a lot of things than I am. Like, he's definitely a better editor than I am. He's better at gaming than I am. He's entertaining. Dude could be a beast on YouTube, and I've always said that. Like, dude, if he wanted to, could be an absolute beast. Whether it be streaming, whether it be editing, whatever he wants to do, dude could do it. But he's got a lot of other things that he's got to take care of in his personal life that he truly needs to readjust how he looks at the world. And especially how he treats other people. Otherwise, it's going to be a long, lonely time for that man. What up, Doc? How's it going? Boop. How's it going? Appreciate you guys dropping in. Why do I cry and complain every World of Warships Legends stream? Why do you come in and start complaining in chat on a stream that has nothing to do with World of Warships Legends? Have a good day. Wanna have some more alt accounts? But yeah, like I said, everybody has decisions they make in their lives and how they interact with the world. I got nothing against Peak, other than like the way he treated me in particular. So we've moved on. He's doing whatever the hell he's doing in life. I'm doing what I'm doing. But I'm still here. Still doing what I've always done, which is just having a good time, trying to play video games, entertaining people. And I seem to be doing okay at it. What up, Mr. Riku? How's it going? You played for all 30 minutes and had it do be like that sometimes, man. I'm right there with you some days. There are some days where I could jump in and I can have a good night and I'll have a lot of fun playing. And then there are other nights, man, I jump on to get a video and things just go absolutely, everything that could go wrong goes wrong and I can't get off the game fast enough. I'm telling you. It's just the way it is, man. That kind of just goes the way, like, it's a multiplayer online game. There's only so much you can control in the game, right? So, like, sometimes you're just going to have those days where things don't go your way and you're just better off finding something else to do that day. I just unfortunately get stuck with the fact that, like, if I have an off day, I don't get paid, so I kind of have to keep going, which is where the whole complaining thing comes in that everybody likes to bring up. It's like, oh, why do you complain so much? It's because I don't have a choice. When I have a bad day, I got to keep going. Most people, they have a bad game in a video game, they just like jump off for the night. I got to keep going, otherwise I don't get paid. Let's actually sidestep a little bit here. Otherwise we're going to run into the same issues we just had. All right, let's give us a little bit more room. And we'll kind of drive the track in between. Like if we park this thing like here. Then we can kind of drive the track in between. Which allows us to have a little bit more flexibility in terms of loading. Fun fact is, people ask dumb questions like that because they're trying to get a reaction out of me and they don't get the reaction that they want because I don't put up with it. I just like, okay, you don't like it, you don't have to be here. Nobody forces you to be here. So if you're really that upset about the way I play or sound while I'm playing, simply don't have to watch. But I've never understood like somebody coming into somebody streaming and like trying to troll. It's like you just try to get a reaction. And yet you're not getting the reaction you want because you're just going to get banned. Like, I don't know how you thought this was going to go, but you're just going to get banned. Clearly you don't enjoy it, so why are you here? God dang it. This frame rate is killing my ability to grab these logs, man. It does not want to allow that, and I seem to have an issue with my right bumper. You're logging in now too as well. Nice. What's your plan for your farm? What you got going on, Riku? Riku? Capri, how's it going? Good morning, my guy. Are you late for work already? I say that, and then I get to the end of your comment, and you're like, I'm not actually going to be late for work. Uh-huh. We'll see about that. Depends on how long you're here. Hope you're having a great night, my guy. I actually don't mind the controls as they are on this thing. It's just that what's happening is like the actual crane doesn't grab right now because of the frame rate. So like I'm having to like really hold on to things and try to like actually get them to make sure they're grabbing. Whereas before I just go down, I'd grab a bite and we'd be good. Now I've kind of got to like make sure that it's actually grabbing. See what I mean? Like it's not wanting to hold on to the logs right now because of the frame rate. Look, just dropped another one. I promise that's not me. I'm actually taking my time now, getting it correct, or at least as close to correct as possible. So I'm actually pretty good with these controls. Like I've got them down pretty pat at this point. And this is the what, third stream in a row of doing this thing. But yeah, problem is I've got all of that, and these objects are all like colliding, so they have physics together. So the game is really not liking having this many items bouncing off of one another and getting moved around. I say I've got the controls down pat, and then I hit the wrong control like a dum-dum. I'm going to end up losing this one stick. Yep. Alright, place your bets. Can I grab this one stick over the top of the entire load without screwing everything else up in the process? If you said no, shame on you. Have faith. Have faith! drop this down a little bit and then shove that other log forward a little bit. The game doesn't seem to want me to do that either. Get over the stake. Bring it back. Drop her down. There you go. Good job. Knew you could do it. Beautiful. Beautiful! Woo! I got vertigo going for a second. You guys ever have that? Like you start moving the camera and the like arm at the same time and then everything seems to like go in the wrong direction? Let's put the big end at this side this time. There we go. Try to balance that load a little bit. Got too many fat ends on one side. So now we're like starting to like get a big old fat hill going on. We don't want big old fat hills. Not in our trailer anyway. Just the one on top, please, game. Yep. Just the one on top. Take the fat end towards the back of the trailer. Lower her down, bring her in just a little bit. Lower. Right bumper didn't want to work there for some reason. Yep. Right trigger, or right bumper. Thank you. What up, Permichael? Overland? Torch is in the chat. Good to see you guys. How fun do I find farm sim? I enjoy it, man. I really do. I like operating equipment and stuff like that in real life, so like this kind of just scratches an itch that I, you know. Plus, it's so like chill. Probably ought to call it there on that one. Otherwise... it's going to be an interesting trip. Still probably going to be an interesting trip. Yeah, we got logs cut for days. I cut down about a quarter of the entire field just today alone. And the ones that you see down are the ones that were left over after I finished filling up the sawmill that we bought in the last episode. What up, paramedic? Welcome back. I know you've been asking about some farm sim. And those wondering, I do look for call-outs and any accolades. Well, I appreciate you, man. Is this hard mode? This is indeed hard mode. This is all the hard setting. We are trying to get from broke to billionaire, and I think it was two streams ago. I think this is the third stream of the logging. Logging definitely seems to be helping us make money, that's for sure. Because the farming definitely wasn't making us any money. We were struggling. We were struggling to make money. Where's all the money gone? In the previous episode, we bought a sawmill on our property. We also bought the carpentry. So we have 2 production facilities that we have purchased. So that's where a good chunk of our money went. But we're back up to $91,000. So we've made over $30,000 in this episode alone, just in the last hour after we finished cutting, now that we're transporting logs again. Is Farm Sim 22 better than the 19 version? I didn't actually play Farm Sim 19. I think I bought it. I may have played it for a short amount of time, but I have put far more time into Farm Sim 22. So I personally would say that it is, but I legitimately haven't played much of Farm Sim 19. But we ought to be getting pretty close to Farm Sim 25 coming out. I think we've been averaging around $16,800 per load today. So we're definitely not getting as much on the trailer as we were in the last episode. Oh god, keep it on the road, dum-dum. Now, one thing I would like to do in the near future is to purchase some of the equipment that I've rented. So we'll have to see what this ends up leading to. As we finish selling the rest of this wood today, how much money we're going to have in the bank. I would, at minimum, I would like to go ahead and get the claw / Traco machine thing, just due to the fact that that would make it a little bit easier on the leasing cost side of things. But look, Capri. The entire first field is gone. Like, we have cut down every tree that was in the first field. So now all we have is that little field over there. But that little field is very densely forested. So it's going to be a pain in my neck to cut all those trees down, if I had to guess. Unfortunately, we are going to end up having to grab that one log. It's all right because I have a strategery. Watch this. Watch the tractor. Get it over the hump. Beautiful. Frickin' beautiful, boys. Let's go. Let's frickin' go. Didn't just crash into my own trailer. Thankfully it's all rented, so it doesn't matter. Why am I dropping it so far forward? There's a lot of trailer that's not being utilized. I can accept that. Alright, now let's put ourselves right about here. We should be able to grab all these, no problem. Open up. Maybe I didn't quite get close enough. Hold that thought. Sometimes I underestimate or overestimate how long of an arm I have on this thing. Dude, as soon as I touch these logs, that all hell breaks loose with the frame rate. She's not happy. What do I think of the new IJ and light cruiser line? No idea. Won't know until they get here. More fire starters. I blame Torch. That's Torch's fault. Totally wasn't my fault. That was totally Torch's fault. Now I've gone from one extreme to the other. Story of my life. How is it your fault? Because I was reading your comment when I went to go into the trailer and didn't realize I was not high enough to get into the trailer, so totally your fault. Totally your fault, Torch. Distracting me. I mean, look how smooth I am with the crane when it's not your fault. So it clearly couldn't be my fault. I mean, obviously. I mean, look. Look how smooth an operator I am. Forget about that one stick. Oh, don't worry about it. I'm just giving you crap. I'm not being serious, I promise. Just joking. I'm just joking. I'm joshing. I think that's what folks call it. Trust me, if I'm picking on you guys, it's because I like you. That's how it works. Don't ever think that I'm like being legitimately serious about being upset or anything like that. Especially in a game like this. Now, if you're stream sniping in World of Warships Legends, then we might have problems. But Torch would never do that. Stay together! Okay. You're pissing me off. Had it nice and neat, too. Nice grabbed stack. Now it's all whopper jaw. For no reason. It's all whopper jawed for no reason. And I can't say that I'm thrilled about it. Look at that! That's called skill! Totally wasn't luck. That was perfectly executed. Boy, it is satisfying when those logs all roll into the right spot, though. I will say that. It really is satisfying watching all those logs roll together and get to a nice little equilibrium. I have a feeling that this one's going to want to fall off the bottom. So I'm going to be real smooth with it. Real smooth, you bastard. I knew it. I tried to be real smooth, and then the game is like, nope, we see what you're trying to do here. You made that last one too smooth. We got to throw a wrench in your plans. Can't have you showing everything up like this. Why you do this? Yep, this is gonna be a mess. You know what? I'll take you, son of a bitch. You son of a bitch. You think I'm letting you get away with that? You got another thing coming, Farm Sim. Farm Sim's like, hold my beer. I'm gonna make you drop every. Look at the frame rate. Jesus. Careful. Holy frame rate Batman. I think I just crashed the game. Or did I? Wait. Nope. Oh, we're back. We're back. Woo! I thought I just crashed the game. It like all froze on me. Don't you fucking do it. You little turd waffle. Frame rate. It does not like this at all. Easy. Stay. Get out of there. Holy frame rate, Batman. We got it. If it straps, it goes to the freaking... Uh-oh. Oh, no. Okay, is there a way to do this with left turns only? Probably not. Oh, oh God. Oh, oh, mistakes. I'm gonna have to turn this into a NASCAR. I'm only allowed to make left turns. Yeah, this is not quite working out the way I'd hoped. Yeah, it is not happy with that. Okay. Well, in that case, let me give her a little tappy tap tap tapperoo. I can't think of a single thing that could possibly go wrong with this. Can you guys? I legitimately can't see anything going wrong here. Really, Gabe? I didn't even touch it. You're starting to piss me off. Like a glove? Don't ever doubt me, chat. Don't ever doubt me. Don't ever doubt me, chat. Oh, if you thought I was gonna stack that other log on there, you're crazy. It'll be fine. I believe. I believe in the heart of the logs. Yeah, good point. Probably ought to save. What up, Ricky? You don't understand. What part of it don't you understand? I will try to explain. Is it just that you don't understand why this is enjoyable? Because I can totally get that. It's just a different type of game. Or is it something specific about the game that you don't understand? Just saying, we did pass 43 likes. Nice. 47 currently. So yeah, thank you guys so much, man. Hopefully you guys are enjoying. Tree farming isn't for you? Okay, fair enough. Again, it just comes down to like what you prefer to do. For me, it's something different. Plus, it's something to make money right now because I don't want to do like cutting grass all the time. That's just not for me. So like, I enjoy operating like heavy equipment and stuff in real life. So for me, this is kind of fun to operate stuff that I would never be able to operate in real life. Like I grew up on a farm, so driving tractors and stuff is not that big a deal. But, you know, doing logging and operating cranes or tracos, I've done that too. I totally just wiped out the entire side of that Amazon van. And if you keep it up, I'm gonna wipe out your car too. It's your fault. Oh! Don't you dare. Damn. The Amazon van, like, it just let it happen. This thing about damn near flipped my trailer. It's like, screw you in particular. My shit's built different. You paused yours, you think this is 18 grand? Oh God. Let's try to avoid any potential collisions between here and the process. Nope, 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 no! For frog snacks. I almost saved it. I legitimately almost saved that. Shit. And the only thing that... Oh, it's so far, too. This thing goes so slow! We might be there sometime next week. And the worst part is, not only do we have to get over there, but then we got to get back. Now you know why your order was delayed? It was definitely not my fault. Definitely not my fault. Oh my God, it's going to take us forever to get over there. But this is the only thing that has power to, like, flip that over. That thing, you can't really bump anything with it. It's like the end of the boom doesn't actually clip into anything. You know what? Nuts. I knew there was something about you that I actually liked. I didn't know what it was until just now. That is a very valid point. I did just save the game. You are correct. What am I doing? Like, if I just leave. You don't even have to. Watch. It probably auto-saved right after that. That'd be my luck. Oh, please don't be dumped. Dude, I almost saved it, man. Oh, look at this. Like it never happened, chat. 'Cause it never happened, chat. Oh, for frog snacks, yeah. Yeah, that's one from Ave. If you guys ever watch, like, AVE on YouTube, I say a lot of the stuff that he says sometimes. Frog snacks is a nice way to say it instead of fuck's sake. Yeah, but the problem with turning off autosave is I forget to save. And then instead of losing like 15 minutes, you lose hours. Hours! Alright, now if I recall, there should be a couple of cars coming right about the time that I get to this bridge. Oh, maybe we're ahead of schedule. Hurry up! Avoid the white BMW. At all cost. Smooth. If you see a white BMW, just pull over and stop. That's not a white BMW! You motherfucker! God dang it! I looked down at chat for half a second, you motherfucking BMW bastards! Ah! I hate you all! Damn it! I looked away for 5 seconds. Damn you! I'm gonna go to war against every BMW driver in this game. Oh my god. Dude, I looked down for half a second. There was nobody on the road. Oh, Lord. Oh, man. A smart person would just let that one log fall out. Let it be known, I am not a smart person. I'm a greedy person. So that log is coming with me. And we will make it to the biomass plant. I promise. I'm not a smart man, Jedi, but I know what love is. Damn it, man. The traffic in this game is evil. Evil! Important, why don't you just turn the traffic off? Touché. Glad you're enjoying. Glad you're enjoying. Do you still have your game paused, or have you resumed? Are you just watching the train wreck over and over again? I think my phone just had a seizure. Oh shit. They're here! Hurry! Get across the bridge before bad things happen! Oh, he turned. Okay. Are you turning? Okay. Fair. Easy does it. For the love of God, stay the fuck out of that left lane. You just go over here, hug the shoulder, everything will be okay. You can't run into the other lane. Now this will be the time that I look away and then a fucking car will come around the corner in my lane. Then I'll really have a fuck. I'll throw my controller. I swear to God. I will throw my controller. Don't tempt me, game. Alright, slow down. Easy does it. Everything will be okay. We're almost there. Third time is the charm, chat. That's why they say that. You're supposed to dump it twice so that you know that you can come back for a third time and finish it correctly. It's in the rules. All right, place your bets. How much money is this load? I feel like this is at least 20. It might be like 22, 24. I think it's at least $20,000. We definitely got more on it this time than we had in the previous. $17,999. $19,500. Man, you guys playing Price is Right on me. I said 20 and you guys are underselling me. All right, here we go. Bonk! Oh, 1926. Looks like the winner is going to be Rick Yu, who had a bid of $18,000. You are the closest without going over. Well done. Anthony with the $1. $1, Bob! Or is it Drew? I think it's Drew now. Is it Drew Carey that has it? Oh, beautiful for more spacious skies. Look, we can wiggle waggle all over the place, and the trailer won't fall over when it's not overloaded. Funny how that works. I will say this, it is weird seeing Drew Carey skinny, or at least in shape. But I'm happy for him, as somebody who has also lost a lot of weight. Like I'm genuinely happy for him. It's just weird when you see somebody transform completely. Of course, I don't know how much of his was like surgery related. I think he made a statement about it being bariatric surgery that helped him. Which is fair. Either way, he's got to be a lot healthier today than he used to be. You were there for the Price is Right, girls? Fair, I suppose. All right, now that we've finished with that monstrosity. Look how many logs we still have left, folks. Can we just talk about that for a moment? Look how many logs that are left. I totally got in this. Stop it. There's a lot of logs, man. There's a lot of logs. There it is. You could almost play the floor is lava on the backs of these logs. I ain't gonna lie, I kind of got into a groove and made that nice and pretty there, didn't I? Nice and pretty. You can always tell when I get into a groove. Look at this. Straight up the floor is lava, no problem. God, this brings back childhood memories of when my mom and dad sold logs off our property. They came in and stacked all this stuff like this in their yard before they loaded it on trucks and sent it away, so we were playing all over it, man. But I do think it is about time to wrap this stream up. We're closing in on 4 hours. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. You guys know the deal. In the next episode, we will definitely be wrapping this up for sure. We will get these all put away, and we will try to replant this field, and then we will start harvesting that thick forest. Look at this thick forest over here. Just look at it. Look at it. This is going to be a gigantic pain in the neck. It's a thick forest. You can almost not see daylight through the canopy. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. What up, NA? Appreciate you dropping in. Sodium, good to see you. Hopefully that's what your name is meaning. Periodic table, sodium. But thank you guys so much for hanging out. And if you like what I'm doing, punch the like button. Leave a comment below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And as always, I will see you in the next video.